Sai Ram. During the Golden Jubilee birthday celebrations of our beloved Bhagwan, Swami delivered almost 8 discourses in a span of 10 days. In the discourse that he delivered on the 21st of November 1975, Swami spoke a lot about Narayan Seva. First of all, Swami said that he didn't like that we call it poor feeding. In fact, instead of using the term poor as a noun to refer to the people who do not have material requirements, he used the term poor as an adjective to qualify the kind of seva being done. Swami said, first of all, you do the feeding once in a while, and that also you do it so poorly. Don't do poor feeding. You should do good feeding. You should do Narayan Seva. And then Swami gave the ideal of what he considers as Narayan Seva. Swami said, consider Swami as a beggar at your door. When Swami said this, the translator, Dr. Bhagwantam, he just did not know whether he should translate it or not. Swami egged him on and Swami said, tell everybody that Swami is a beggar at their doorstep. And when Swami comes begging, what will you feed him? That is what you should feed the Narayanas, because Narayana is Lord Narayana. Whatever Swami says is not just metaphorical, it is true in the literal sense as well, because as I have discovered through a personal experience and a fantastic experience narrated by a devotee of Bhagwan, Swami indeed accepts and eats what we serve during a Narayan Seva. The first incident that I am going to share is what was narrated by Mrs. Geeta Mohan Ram. She is a devotee of Bhagwan who had the privilege of spending her childhood years and from then on all her years with Swami. This is an episode that happened in 1970 when she was in the interview room along with her mother and several other devotees. Swami was speaking to her mother on that occasion because Swami was sending her mother to the United States on a mission of delivering talks. Now, as Swami was speaking in the interview room, whenever he took a break, there was this other lady who was seated by the side who kept telling, Swami, we are doing wonderful seva. Swami, you should come to our town and witness the seva that we are doing. And this went on. Swami is speaking, he takes a break, and this lady comes and says, Swami, you should come to our town. You should come and visit. You should see the seva we are doing. We are doing magnificent seva. Swami was ignoring this lady. He ignored her once, he ignored her twice, he ignored her thrice. But possibly the lady didn't understand, and that too is Swami's will, because thanks to that, we have a beautiful message and an insight about Narayan Seva today. When the fourth time the lady insisted and said, Swami, you should come to our town and witness the wonderful seva you're doing, Swami just looked at her and said, I have come to your town. I have seen the seva. She said, no, Swami, you have not come. Swami said, I have come. And she kept to her argument. She said, no, Swami, you have not come. You have never come to our town. That's why I am saying you should come. Now Swami turned face on to her and then asked, what seva are you doing? Now this lady was very enthused. She was possibly a service coordinator. This is back in 1970 when the organization itself was in its infancy, and many individuals here and there had started doing seva, and all of this coalesced into the organization. In fact, that is how the organization has been built, from bottom up, not from top down. Anybody who is inspired to do seva for Swami or bhajans for Swami or anything for Swami, Swami encourages them, and it is their dedication, their passion, their love that fosters and fondles the entire samiti or center and organization and makes it grow. So this lady was very, very happy. She said, Swami, when we started, there were just 10 families that were contributing rice to do Narayan Seva. Now about 100 families are doing it, and therefore last time we managed to gather more than 25 kilograms of rice. And Swami said, good, chala santosham, very good. But what quality of rice are you giving? Swami, we are giving very good quality rice. You should come, Swami, you should come and see. You should see the seva that is being done, the spirit, it's amazing. Swami said, no, I am not asking about everyone else. I am asking what is the quality of rice you are giving. He said, I also give good quality rice, Swami. No. 5 rupee rice for the family, 2 rupees rice for Narayan Seva. I know, Swami said. So, now this lady looks at Swami and says, no, Swami, I give good quality rice. Swami said, you don't believe me? It is 5 rupees rice for your family, 2 rupees rice for Narayan Seva. No, Swami, I use good quality rice. Now Swami's eyes widened. His face became stern. And Swami said, you don't believe me? A beggar had come to your doorstep and you gave that beggar rice that you had kept aside for Narayan Seva in a red bag. And that is 2 rupees rice. You wait. Swami got up, walked inside, and came out with a red bag of rice, threw it to the lap of that lady and said, is that not your bag? Is this not what you gave the beggar? Is this not the rice that you have kept for Narayan Seva? The lady had a meltdown. And that is a message for all of us. Swami had literally gone as a beggar to the door of this lady. And this lady had given the rice, which was of an inferior quality compared to what she consumes. That's why, dear brothers and sisters, when Swami says, I come as a beggar to your doorstep, that is what we have to remember. When we are serving, when we are keeping aside food for Narayan Seva, how should it be? Again, Swami has said, it is not like we go and purchase rice and keep it aside. Swami would say, whenever you are cooking food, whatever that you wish to eat and consume, from that, take one handful and keep it aside. This means that Narayan Seva is not just about feeding the others, it is also about making a sacrifice. Na karmana na prajaya dhanena tyagena ike amrutatva manashu. Swami would say that it is not by your wealth or your influence or by your power that you will get immortality. You will achieve immortality only through sacrifice. And there has to be that element of sacrifice. Love means sacrifice, selflessness. Give up a part of food that you are eating. Let your stomach be 15 to 20% hungry and let that food go to feed somebody else. You will understand what it means to be hungry and you will make the sacrifice, and willingly you're giving a part of what is yours to Swami. That is Narayan Seva. Narayan Seva involves sacrifice. And therefore, isn't it natural if I do the Narayan Seva in the true spirit, I will feed the Narayanas the same food that I am eating? This is where the lesson that I learnt from a Narayan Seva that I personally witnessed comes to my mind. This was in the November of 1998. The Sri Sathya Sai Grama Seva had not yet been initiated. So in those years, Swami would conduct a massive Narayan Seva in the Hillview Stadium, where Swami himself would come and serve food to all the Narayanas who had come from all the neighboring villages. I had just joined the Sri Sathya Sai Higher Secondary School and I had my camera in hand and I was very, very excited about being able to photograph my first ever Narayan Seva. And Swami came. He came in the red car, got down, there was a carpet that had been laid out to him. And Swami now came under the gents' galleries, under the gents' stands. That is where all the food had been kept. How had the food been kept? Tamarind rice and sweetened rice, both of them had been prepared. Mats had been spread on the floor and heaps like mini mountains, mini hills. Hills of food, rice, sweetened rice and tamarind rice had been made. And after that, these mounds had been covered again by mats so that nothing falls into them. Swami came to see whether all the arrangements were fine, because After that, he would be walking into the ground and he would be serving food. Blessed are those Narayanas to have been served by Narayana himself. Narayana serving Narayana. That is Narayana Seva. That is how it has to be done. As equals. It is not from up to down or down to up. No, it is between equals. It is Narayana serving Narayana. That is what Swami taught us. And it has been emphasized through this action that I shall never forget. Swami came under the stands and he asked where the food was. So the mountains were pointed out to him, the mountains that had been covered by mats. Swami walked up to one of the mountains, opened the mat, and in a quick movement, just bent down, picked up the rice, popped it in his mouth, ate it, and said, "It's good." He tasted the food that had been put on the mats on the floor. He ate that food first and then only served it to the Narayanas. That was a moment when I was bowled over. We hear things about Swami. We hear how he is loving, how he is selfless, how he is an epitome of divinity. But when you witness it, it's another experience altogether. I just stood there frozen with camera in hand as I saw Swami pick up food from the floor there on the mats, put it in his mouth, and then only went ahead and served it. In conclusion, dear brothers and sisters, let us remember that when we do Narayan Seva, what is most important is that we do it with sacrifice. We have to give up and then feed that. Sacrifice is what shows love. I may be able to afford kilograms and kilograms and sacks of food, but it's not about affordability and wealth. It's about me making that personal sacrifice and feeding somebody else. And the second thing, it is not somebody else that I'm feeding, it is Swami. Swami coming in that form and accepting food, and Swami coming in this form and giving the food. It is Narayana serving Narayana. Dear Sai Narayana, thank you. Thank you is a very small term to express what we feel in our hearts for the immense lessons that you have taught to us tirelessly during your physical sojourn on earth, where like a candle, you burnt yourself so that you could light up our paths. May we always follow you. May we always hold your hand. And may our love for you keep growing every passing moment. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.